This is one of my most favorite pages because this is a place where we understand the entire continuum of healthcare and the different steps on that that you could potentially come into interaction with. So it just better helps you understand everything overall. So at the top, understanding your options, levels of healthcare. So we've got it broken down from your emergency room to all the different places you might be. And then in addition to hone down, because there's a lot on here again, we're really going to understand like if we're just going to go through the hospital or if it's just going to be rehab and nursing, what kind of support can we find in our communities, and then palliative and hospice. So if you need, you can definitely get this all the way down to that. But what I really want to do is just show you how each one is broken down. So if we wanted to learn more about each one while all are up, we can just do click to learn, and it opens up a window that shows what the strengths of each level of care, what should you most likely be looking for, what it is, a little bit of a description, who it's for, and then just it really breaks down what does the intensity of that care look like, how long should you expect to stay. Granted, it's hard to have a crystal ball on that, but also just what to expect as a patient. But again, what we're coming down to is questions. How do we craft questions so we better understand against what we're going to go through, what our loved ones are going to experience? So this is where you can break it down. We can just click out, it'll take us back to this. But the other piece is like, let's say you or your loved one are going to go to a skilled nursing facility. Again, we can click here. Sometimes people can go to a skilled nursing facility because they just need rehab, but sometimes it's better if they go to an inpatient rehab facility where the whole goal of that level of care in that setting is rehab. So you'll see here, key strengths, 3 hours of therapy daily, 5 to 6 days a week. Caveat, you can also ask for a modification of an hour and a half a day over 7 days. Some facilities will do that. But this really just goes through and shows you exactly what should you expect from every level of care, what should you expect from a patient perspective, generic insurance, and again, questions. What kind of questions can we ask to strengthen our understanding, strengthen how we can better plan for what the next step is, and that way everyone is more prepared. Now, the second part of this, let's say your nurse case manager comes to you and says, Melissa, your loved one can either go to a skilled nursing facility, depending on what they are. We have various referrals out, or maybe a home with home health. So let's say you want to compare that. That's where this is really exciting. So we would do add to compare. So we're going to select our skilled nursing facility, and then home with home health, add to compare. And then we're going to be able to scroll to the top, and then it has our 2 selected levels of care. We can add up to 3 at a time, and then do compare side by side. This is going to allow you to completely break down in objective information in 2 different columns and understand side by side what is different. How will the care be different? How will my loved one interact with the care team differently? And I love this kind of objective information because then we can make the decisions, because it's foundational information. We can then make decisions that are going to be specific to our own situation or the situation that we're helping friends and family in. And then it's the exact same information that we had on the tiles before. Again, once we read that, we can click out, and then it'll bring us here. And then when we want to clear it, we just X out those, and then we're back to every single level of care that we can review. So again, this page is very busy. There's a lot of information, but I do hope this helps you break it down, kind of get an idea of where to start, because again, this is about learning to navigate healthcare objectively with the most information up front, where we start our discovery questions that then we can do a little bit of our own research or ping for help and just really know like what are my options here.